Come on, take us live now.
We are live. We are live. It was the
nice.
countdown. It was the countdown. All right, so now we're all talking in funny voices. Say, welcome to the July 27th. Can you believe it's the 27th of July?
It's
like
the
whole
month. No, I don't want it to be the 27th of July already because it's like the summer's like flying past super quick. It's annoying.
It is. It does suck.
I want more good weather constantly. If you're in Paris at the moment, then you will be like, "What fucking good weather?"
Are they having shitty weather? I didn't even watch the opening ceremonies because they were so shitty.
They're having some fucking terrible weather for the summer for the Summer Olympic Games. It's fantastic.
My daughter informed me cheerleading is a Olympic sport. I didn't even know that. In fact, I'm not even sure she's right. I'm not even sure she's right. But I gotta look that up. I'd question that for sure. I am questioning it. I do. I fall on it. It is a sport, whether it's an Olympic sport.
That's another thing entirely. Yeah.
Right.
I kind of doubt it because you Americans are pretty much the only one who do cheerleading.
That's you know what, your lack of cheerleading is not my problem. It's your problem. Trust me. Okay. So hey, we're here with Dawn, who's on the road. Who knows where she's at? Soth, McLeod, and Eric today.
Good God, I have no idea. She's on the road, but that's one of the reasons why we started off sounding very weird and doing Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions to some degree was down to her. Actually,
it was actually at 101 today, everybody. Just so the full disclosure, because we're stupid and it's okay. I went out to get a coffee. By the way, it's cold coffee because it's not warm now, which is sad to me. But I'm going to drink it anyway. And I came back and I'm like, holy shit, it's 101. We better start the game and ping out and all that happy crap.
Yeah, you do.
It is. And the wife just came home with a large bag of something. So I don't know what she was doing, but anytime there's a large bag, it's a little frightening.
Who knows what that large bag contained?
But by the way, this is. I'm gonna. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 4th day at home this month, and it's the 27th. Let that sink in for everybody.
You've been having a well-deserved break, and thank you very much for coming off for that sub.
Oh yeah. No, actually, it wasn't break. I mean, the first 2 weeks were vacation. Okay, given whether that's a break for dads or not, that's a debate all dads can have on vacation. But then I literally was home half a day, and then I flew out for work for a week. Literally came home at like 1 a.m. on Saturday. Flew out on Monday till Thursday of this week. So I didn't come home till late, probably like midnight, probably before I got home on Thursday. So I've been here Friday. This is my 4th day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's been a hectic July for me. So yeah, but yeah. Let's see. All I heard was wife has treats. No, she doesn't have treats. Burden. She has a large bag of something that she purchased. I don't think it's food, unfortunately. And we lost Soth.
Oh, damn. Soth's having issues with his internet. It's seemingly. I don't know whether it's weather related. I don't think it should be weather related.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's just having
there he is.
A little bit of internet issues.
There he is. Look at it. He looks so happy, doesn't he?
Hey, welcome back.
He's going to disappear for a minute again.
It's
sunny over there, so it's not like thunder or anything like that kind of stuff.
Soth is always like that opening scene in the Dune movie where Leto, however you want to pronounce it, says smile Gurney, and he goes, I am smiling. That's Soth. And he's
Smile,
gone again.
Smile. So, oh yeah, I am smiling.
It's like, it's like Fantasy Island. Smiles, everyone, smiles.
Soft is basically this show's Gurney. To be fair, I feel.
Hey, Burden. That was Dune 1. I didn't do Dune 2. Just Dune 1.
I'm not going to get into a Dune conversation with Dominic in the chat. No, we did that. Yes, we did that. We did that on voice comms last night, and I think we squared away everything that we needed to square away, didn't we, Dom?
Yeah. Don's in Illinois. Okay, so the famous Illinois state troopers.
I kind of feel like we need to get the soundboard thing working at some point. I need to talk to Life Shifter about that in some way, shape, or form.
What soundboard? What are you talking about?
People can play soundboard stuff on the show, but like we need to actually hook it up properly. It's something that like we were never really told about sort of doing when it came to the like talk shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like we might it might be an interesting thing to put it together. Maybe I'll chat. I'll have a chat with them. I'm talking to Life Shifter tomorrow anyway, so yeah. See if we can't hook that up, make the show a little bit more interesting for you guys, a bit more interactive.
So we have just in case, so the audience is aware, if you hear some big, deep boom, boom, booms or loud musical noise coming from Erica, yell because there were sound checks going on earlier this morning. It's our big charity weekend here. Last night we had Pat Benatar. Tonight's Pitbull.
Oh,
and Smokey Robinson. Smokey, baby.
Is that close to you?
Oh, yeah.
Happening pretty close to you then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
We got a neighbor who, by the way, I was scratching my beard. I wasn't really flipping everybody off. It just happened. As I watch myself do it, I'm like, I'm going to scratch my beard. So big charity event. The world comes in for it. I mean, the traffic to the neighborhood is hideous. It's about, 6 doors over. The dude literally erects like a sound stage. He has a whole area. The cool thing about it, though, this is the coolest thing about it.
Awesome.
He has 2, metal crucible flat things, right? Kind of like the Olympic flame type stuff. They have metal dragons cut out in them, and they literally have flame that burns in the metal dragons the whole time. Besides the stage.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it is cool.
That's not bad for an amateur kind of thing.
But
I know Soth has experienced some, slightly more advanced pyrotechnics stage-wise.
I mean, yes,
slightly, but then again, those are professionals, so yeah, I can understand that.
They use all the parking at the high school and our middle school. They shuttle people all. They'll start shuttling people in a couple hours to get everybody in for this. I mean, it's like a real concert, right?
It's awesome.
We just. I mean, just right over.
Yes, Burdened, I am from the UK. I'm not from the United States. And Soth is German, and Erik is actually from the States.
I am from the US. Great state of Pennsylvania. The Commonwealth, actually. We're a Commonwealth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're a Commonwealth, are you? I thought you were...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The state is a Commonwealth. I don't know what very specific designation. So anyway, we'll be rocking out the Pitbull later and Smokey Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's too crappy out, we'll just stay home and sit in the hot tub. We have tickets.
You have to excuse me for a moment. I just need to go and get something to blow my nose.
Please.
Yeah.
No, just blow it in your hands. You do it in the shower.
Spare that. I'll spare the audience from all of that. Anyway, back in a sec.
Yeah. Everything gets incorporated. You're right, Redline. So if you go, for those who don't know, well, we saw okay. Those don't know, like in the U.S., like a lot of the original 13 colonies and things. You'll see things like townships. You won't see that as you go west. Yes, they do. William Penn is who founded Pennsylvania here. So, McLeod's going to blow his nose. Soth, are you a little stable now?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's a loaded question, isn't it? Right? None of us are stable, really. How's your internet connection?
No, I'm on a boat right now.
Oh, you're on a boat now?
Yeah, I'm not stable.
Were you on a boat on a Seine, by any chance?
He's not on a boat. That's his sofa behind him, for crying out loud.
Boats can be fairly large these days.
I do want to point out there's sunshine behind me. So no, I'm not on a boat on the Seine.
That's a good point. You're nowhere near You're nowhere near Paris.
Starscream's rerouting the Starlink satellite over Germany for you, Soth. You'll be fine in a little bit.
Yeah.
My fucking Stream Deck is actually functioning today. Yay. Would have been great if there was actually functioning the few times when we were actually running the show. But I need to figure out how to actually make it a Stream Deck function when you have more than one instance of OBS up, because it seems to fuck up each time.
So USA Golf has posted, because I didn't watch opening ceremonies last night, a picture of the jackets and shirts and shit that at least the US Golf team was wearing. I guess our whole people wearing these jackets with these red and white liners on the lapels. Oh my god, those look so god awful. I'd be embarrassed to wear that shit.
You mean the French flag?
No.
Yes,
This is,
the French flag looks awful.
Well, no, I'm talking about the jackets.
I have
the polo jackets.
Yes, and it's the French flag they have on the lapels.
Is that what it is, really?
Yes, that's what it is.
No. It's just it's just red, white, and blue jacket. I'll post a picture.
Yeah, which colors are the French flag again?
What color is the United States flag again?
Eric, all of them have those colors.
Do you have blue stripes in your flag?
Yes. No.
Is there a blue stripe on the lapel?
It's the lapel. I'm going to show you the picture.
I love.
I put it in staff
red,
only.
And blue, and the Americans are going, "Oh yeah, this is because we're American. That's why we have red, white, and blue." Not noticing that literally everyone has red, white, and blue on their lapels.
No, is this the same jacket that everyone wore?
Yes.
Everyone wore this in the opening ceremonies.
Yeah.
So usually everybody has their own outfit for the opening ceremony.
They have.
It's red.
All of the lapels are red, white, and blue.
I mean, it's red, white. The jacket is dark blue. So you kind of they have sort of done a bit of a crafty one of not actually putting the blue there, but just the blue being the background of the jacket. So it does its thing.
Yeah, they are being sneaky in putting the French flag in because, it's in France. Don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, Paris is indeed in France.
I don't know if any of you actually, well, I know that Soth, you watched it. Eric, did you watch the opening ceremony at all?
No. But I look at Canada. Canada was in all red. Their jackets weren't the same. Canada was all red. Let's see. Mongolia was pretty much all white with black and silver.
There was so a lot
Jamaica,
of them had like
Jamaica is yellow and green. It's your country's colors.
The smart jackets. It's the smart jackets. Like, you know, they had the obviously like a lot of the team had their own like sports jersey kind of thing. You know, tracksuit top with the zip kind of thing. You know, in their own colors and all that kind of stuff. But like when it comes to sort of like the smart jackets, you know.
No, I'm talking
about. Did everybody have like the?
It's what the teams wore.
So Rogue, it was suitably French, is how I would describe it. Would you describe it that way as well? Like how
the whole ceremony was very French.
That's the ceremony. I'm talking about the outfits of the national teams that they wore as they walked out. It has nothing to do with France's colors.
Oh, as they walked out.
Yes, as they come out as a team, you know, the U.S. all wore these god-awful navy jackets. Canada wore all red, right? It's your colors. Like it has nothing to do with French.
I saw a lot of the ceremony, but I don't remember.
Okay, if it's the country's colors, then what color of shirts were the Germans wearing?
I'll have to look up the Germans.
That's a trick question, by the way, because it's white.
Oh. Well, the Americans wore blue and white striped ones.
Yeah, can you show me the white in the German flag?
I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, you could have white on your stuff. If you're telling me that the American Blazers were because it was French, I'm going to tell you you're full of shit. Because every Olympics, every year from beginning of time, you walk out in your country's colors. And the American colors are red, white, and blue.
Blazers? Who else were wearing blazers?
The U.S. team did.
Yeah, who else were wearing blazers?
I don't know.
God, I got the impression that you said that everybody walked out in like, you know, blazers.
The U.S. team.
Well, that's not everybody.
No, that's what I said. Everybody on the U.S. team. I said the U.S. team's blazers were god-awful ugly.
Yeah, and then I was like, and you know, and you said like,
and then Soth said,
and I was there kind of going like,
well, said, oh, they're wearing France's colors on their lapel. I'm like, no, they're wearing the United States colors.
They are the same fucking colors.
I know, we just happen to have the same colors, but it's not because it's in France. Red, white, and blue. That's the United States flag. That's our official colors. You know that, right?
You know, I don't give enough of a fuck.
I feel like we're going in circles right now.
You have your win. Okay, your blazers look shit just because America designed them, not because France wanted to push their colors into them. There you go. You win.
Oh, absolutely. Ralph, they're designed by Ralph Lauren, actually. Okay.
I mean, of course they are. Like,
they're just ugly as shit. I just think they're ugly. Okay?
Fair.
They're not always bad, Starscream, but this year they're particularly bad. I mean, oh my god. Made me puke.
I'm just...
By the way, that was me saying we should definitely talk about something else.
Well, let's go talk. We'll find something to talk about. Soth is still mad because I told him to be quiet earlier so I could start my robot lawnmower.
No. I'm still mad that
it runs on voice control. You see, so he has to be quiet so he can go. So you can actually get it to actually work. It doesn't understand German.
I'm still mad that you were making noises at me without actually hearing them, and then like gaslighting me about it. He did. You weren't here.
Yeah,
I did. He's
I believe you saw.
And then it came out that he actually didn't have his phone on mute, so his phone kept making noises, which he couldn't hear because he has noise cancelling. So, how about we talk about Kribber's post?
Are we allowed to talk about Reddit posts?
I mean, it's Olympic Games related, so why not?
It's not. Oh, yeah, it's not those. It's not those Reddit posts. So we can definitely talk about them, Eric.
Okay.
But yes, if you're interested in like in-game value, then check out Kribber's Reddit post. It's one of the rare things when Kribber actually posts on Reddit. It's a very rare thing indeed. But I don't know. Do you want to give everybody the TLDR there, Soth?
The TLDR is that someone is winning Eve, and they thought, hey, I want to go out with a bang and want to hand out everything I have, so I have no reason to come back. Good plan, by the way. So they gave everything to Kribber and were like, here, just hand it out to people. So he's having a raffle on Reddit where you literally just have to post in order to take part. And I mean post, not a comment on someone else's post. You need to have your own post directly under the thread.
Yep.
You also need at least 100 karma, and your account needs to be a certain age. I don't remember how old. I think it was 6 months.
Yeah, that's completely understandable and very, very intelligent from Kribber to stipulate that specifically, because otherwise people just make like a fuckload of Reddit ults.
I should sign up with the Anger Games account.
Ah, fuck it. There you are.
I'm pretty sure that has 100 karma.
Typical. I mean,
what?
Is that 100 like actual like karma, like positive karma, or just like?
Of course, it's positive karma.
I have to double check that mine is at that point. No, genuinely, I'm not entirely certain.
I actually have like 130 karma.
Okay, where am I at? Where am I at with karma? Okay, post karma or comment karma? I imagine just comment karma,
right? I don't know.
Well, I'm past 100 on both.
Don't they get added together?
Well, if they are, then I'm definitely past 100, so that's all right.
Yeah, somewhere you can actually see what your total karma is. Playing Diablo 3 right now, so can't really look.
What was the chances of you playing a game while on the show? I mean, it's normal for you. It's completely normal for you.
Yeah.
Never has he ever done that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right?
I had to adjust my chair so it doesn't go way back.
But yeah, so yeah, if you're interested in Trillions of Isk, then check out the post. Check out the post from Kribber called Trillion Isk Olympic Giveaway Round 1. There's 4. There's essentially this round is there's gonna be 4 winners each round except for round 5, which only has a single winner. I imagine the single winner. There's a BPO with a value of 250 billion for the final round. But yeah, the prizes are basically going up in terms of skill injectors. So obviously there was a bunch of skill injectors that were purchased or given to Kribber. Probably purchased. I imagine somebody gave a whole fuckload of this to Kribber, and Kribber just bought a whole bunch of skill injectors with it. But
yeah, easier to handle.
But very very much like how the Olympic how the Olympic Olympics are going at the moment in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's very much, you're not just one winner, a trillion ISK, and that's it. Like, you know, it's broken up and it's trickling down. Much like the rain.
I'm being DM'd by someone who's asking where does he think the US got their colors from?
The UK.
Where did the UK get their colors from?
They hated France.
And where did France get theirs from?
That's a good question.
Well, the blue probably came from the
I'd have thought, you know, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Who was the first country to use red, white, and blue?
United States of America. True. True story. I don't think. God. Swear God. God's honor. I don't know.
Are you allowed to do that as an American?
What?
Swear on God.
I said God's honor. Swear God. Did I say swear God?
After the Revolution of 1789, the French recognized red, white, and blue as the colors of liberty and honored the Netherlands for first having used these on a flag. There you go. It's the Netherlands. Somebody else is gonna, somebody's gonna, you know, be like,
we took ours.
Actually, I think you'll find that it was the small municipality of whatever the fuck that had it for about 15 minutes before somebody shot them and burnt it.
You know, I'm actually fine with blaming the Dutch.
Blame the Dutch.
Yeah? You good with that? I'm fine with that. You're fine with that.
By the way, Soth, you're wrong. The French flag is not red, white, and blue. It's just white. We all know that. You surrender. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure that's the coat of arms.
No. Wait.
Just casual bashing of the French today.
We bash everybody's country equally.
We do. We are equal opportunity offenders.
Trust me, when Americans say America, it's like self-deprecating. We know. We understand. It's just fun. Okay?
Some of you do.
What?
Some of you are actually serious.
No, nobody said America. And they're like,
there are some serious ones. People there who, yeah.
By the way, the first country to use the red, white, and blue flag was the Netherlands. The Dutch. Yeah. You are right. At least my research indicates, McLeod, you are spot on.
There's a lot of countries that have red, white, and blue, though.
But the U.S. took it from the Union Jack because, you know, while we wanted to be separate from England, we didn't really hate them, even though
you just didn't want to pay your taxes.
No, we just didn't want to be taxed without representation. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, when they dumped the tea in Boston Harbor, they did pay for the tea and paid the tax on the tea before they dumped it as a protest.
Yeah, but they didn't use the tea in the way that the tea should have been used, which is the issue.
What? How should it have been used?
I mean, in a mug or a cup or a pot, not in the sea. Too salty. Like you don't use salt water.
Coffee, America. Sorry.
You know, Mac.
Fuck your tea.
You guys don't. You just don't even have a real tea culture. Okay, so
we
maybe leave it to the experts, right?
Oh, well, the Germany. The German.
That I mean us Frisians.
What? I thought you were going to say something along the lines of like Asian cultures, like Japan or something.
He said Frisians. That's almost like flowers, but not quite. You're just a little off. Frisians.
Frisians have a tea culture? Like, that's the first time I've ever heard. I mean, I learn something new about Frisians from you every single day.
McLeod, you have your daily tea and sauerkraut over there. Come on.
I mean, to be fair, I had a couple. I had iced coffee this morning, so you know.
Well, clearly I'm having iced coffee right now.
Yes, we actually have a tea culture here.
I mean, it's the first I've heard of it. It's probably the first that a lot of people have heard it about. That Frisians have a, you know, North Germany has a tea culture for some reason.
It's not just North Germany. Frisia is also in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
The coastal area, like the whole coastal area from the Netherlands up to Denmark is Frisia.
Okay.
Yeah. The more you know.
Very dark, strong tea. Apparently.
Yes, and
I could go with that by the way, I could go with that because I fucking hate like super weak tea, which is one of those things when someone says to me, "Oh yeah, I like PG tips," you know, it is like the fucking weakest tea in the entire fucking world. I swear to God.
You know, we put actual milk in our tea sometimes.
Actual milk from actual Frisian cows.
Like when we
if the milk isn't from Frisian cows, I'm going to be fucking annoyed.
Right?
I'm going to be annoyed at you if they're not from Frisian cows. Like milk from.
Of course, they're from Frisian cows. That's the only cows we have here.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're being consistent. That's the thing. I'm glad you're being consistent there.
We also have some special sugar.
Oh, here we go.
They are giant sugar crystals.
Yeah, they're called cubes.
No, wait.
Why are you getting me to fucking Google a whole fucking bunch of things today? I know this isn't like, you know, fantastic viewing for you guys out there, but you know, bear with us. This is sometimes how this show goes. Oh fucking hell! Well, the issue there, Soth, is you have to pick the right size crystal, because if you don't then you know you could be fucking making a tea too sweet. And that sucks as well.
Oh, we use those. I can't link them in chat because I don't have. I'm not allowed to.
Oh, right, okay. You're not allowed to?
No, I'm.
Oh, okay, I can do it. I'm a mod, so. Let me chuck it in chat. Apparently they use these fucking massive, you know, toffee sweets, it seems.
No, they are actual like sugar crystals.
Yeah, they're dark. They're sort of brown sugar crystals, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You could get them as white sugar as well.
Yeah, they have a tendency to look a little bit like meth.
Yeah, I grew up using the brown ones.
Oh, okay.
And then there's actual like tea sets that get handed down in the family and shit like that.
See, I still don't quite get the whole teapot thing. And I know it's weird because I am British, but you know.
You're making me go get my teapot, aren't you?
We would like you to sing for us the I'm a Little Teapot song.
I'm not forcing you to get the teapot. You can get the teapot if you want. You don't have to.
I have to remember where it is because yeah, I'm not an avid tea drinker. I usually just drink water.
What do you think I'm drinking?
I don't drink coffee either, so
I'm a big coffee drinker. So what do we? You know, we are a little into the show.
You're American. You should be like mainlining coffee 90% of your day.
They aren't drinking it. They are injecting it directly into their veins.
We've got
an IV drip.
What do they call when you get a? They put it in your neck, right? It's a direct line.
Yeah. Intravenous.
It's called something. Somebody out there will know what that is. If you get a lot of IV like drug treatment,
I know Dom knows.
They will hook a thing in there.
But, you know,
a pick line. There it is. There it is. Jethro Leroy. Pick line, central line. Yep.
Or you could go hardcore and Alex would have a fucking spinal tap, like Aria said. Fuck.
Yeah. You know, Americans and their drugs, crack cocaine, fentanyl, and coffee.
That's fucking. That was so bad.
Look, coffee is a drug. You get addicted to it.
Yeah, but you know, trust America to make a drug that is, was it like 10 or no, like I think it was actually like 100 times more addictive than heroin. I'd be like, yeah, this is illegal. You just need a doctor.
Prescribe that to people, right?
Yeah, this is illegal. You just need a doctor to sort of, give it to you. It'll be fine. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Fucking hell.
Right. Looking at the clock, do we want to talk some Eve?
Yeah. I was
we probably
say
should.
That, but I was letting you guys finish up your topic. Yeah, so let's talk Eve.
So there was some movement fleets and ops and all that kind of stuff going on. I believe that there are things going on in Catch. There's no way. There's not really any kind of anything interesting going on in Catch because, like, it seems that certain hostiles of ours don't seem to be able to find the fucking undock button. But whatever. We'll wait around until they do, and when they do, it'll be fun. There'll be fun times.
See, when the most exciting thing of the week is there have been some move ups. Yeah. Can we please like have a war or something?
Well, I feel like the other side is still trying to figure out whether they have the the stamina to be able to do so, right? As we were talking, last week with
yes,
with Phantomite and stuff, like, the overall environment in Eve is not one that is actively promoting people fighting or going properly to war as such.
Dawn is now saying that we dropped the Keepstar aggressively, and now I'm just imagining someone just like setting down a Keepstar really hard, and then someone yelling from the next room, "Use a coaster!"
This is a Keepstar, damn it!
You didn't drop the Keepstar with a coaster underneath it, for fuck's sake. That was too aggressive. And why did you label it? Why did you name it 1111?
We're number one. We're number one.
You know how expensive that desk is? Come on.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going to be going on with that. I actually need to quickly double check to see whether there is a meta show on tonight. Because unfortunately, I don't get pings anymore on Opt-INN. I can ping Opt-INN, but I don't actually get the pings, which is kind of annoying. So, hang on, let me see if
I mean, I would have to log in for the
see if he has actually where he's pinged. Well, there was a Friday show. There was a Friday meta show, which is very fucking odd. Well, Thursday night, Friday morning kind of show, which was really kind of weird. I don't know whether Dave, whether because that's happened so somewhat recently that Dave isn't doing one this today or not, but like I will double check for you guys. So
Dawn, for all of you people wondering, Dawn is actually sitting on Discord with us, but she can't talk to us because she's in the car or something. And apparently the reception is not good enough for Twitch, so she joined Discord just to listen in and give side comments via text.
Absolutely. That isn't...
It's like kind of passive aggressiveness.
No, it's more like being a backseat driver.
I don't like it.
Let's put it this way. Not that I don't mind. By the way, just because she can hear, I don't mind. Dawn, you're cool. That's great. We're just making a little fun.
No, it's fine that Dawn is doing it. I just want to make clear that she can't expect to keep doing this and not get shit from us about it.
Oh, well, yeah, because we would, we give each other shit all the time. That's the definition of this show, right?
Yeah, that's what friends do, right?
Yeah.
You have our support, we will just be very snarky about it.
I can't wait for for Dirk to come back on a sabbatical, because we sent him off because he was so this is the reason, right? Like you guys may be wondering where he's been for all this fucking time. He's been getting far too fucking heated and far too unfunny, on the show, making serious points, shouting, raising his voice here, there, and everywhere, right? This is supposed to be light-hearted comedy, kind of, jovial sort of conversation about, the week and what's been going on and all that kind of stuff, right? We're not meant to be making a massive point or being super serious unless we actually have guests on, say, for example, last week when we had Fansmy on, right? So we sent him off to lighten the fuck up, essentially, to a comedy gig, to watch Randy Feltface, so you could learn how to be fucking funny and learn how to sort of do a bit of audience participation and all that kind of stuff, right? I think Randy kidnapped him. I think that's probably what happened. Either that or something else happened. I don't know, but when he comes back, he's probably going to be the funniest motherfucker in the world. And if he isn't, there's going to be a problem. I expect anecdotes, lots and lots of humorous anecdotes from him. So, And if I'm not requesting anecdotes from him when he is back, you guys need to fucking tell me. And you guys need to request it from him, when he's on the show next. All right? That's your job. That's your guys' goal if I fuck up.
By the way, I managed to lose my wired mouse.
I have
no idea where it went. How do you lose a wired mouse?
Oh, a wired mouse.
Yeah.
I haven't lost my wireless mouse, but mine's wired and wireless. It has a little port thing, but
yeah, I have that too. By the way, sorry for the bag ruffling. Got to close up this bag. Got to throw it down there on the ground. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It had to happen.
Super loud.
By the way, that was 4 feet from the microphone. But anyway.
Yeah, you've got a condensed microphone. It's super fucking sensitive.
Why do you have 4 feet in a plastic bag?
Well, why does somebody have 8 heads? Why does somebody have 12 heads in a duffel bag or whatever that movie was? Do you remember that movie?
He's got 4 candles in the other one.
12 heads in a duffel bag. You guys never watched that movie?
So
no, but I was hoping that I was hoping that Soth may like ask me whether it's like handles for forks or fork handles.
No, I'm not going to go there.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Instead, I'm going to point out that Dawn really wants us to talk about goblins.
No, she doesn't.
As if we actually care what Goblin says.
I know that Goblins lives rent free in Dawn's head, but he doesn't live rent free in either of ours heads.
Plus, we don't log in, neither to Eve nor to Reddit.
I mean, I do. Like, I fucking sent, two dreads over to Catch, the other day. So.
Oh, I thought you meant you log into Reddit.
Oh no, not Reddit.
Worried there.
Well, I mean, for things like the Trillionist giveaway, yeah, I'm going to log in to Reddit to do that and say hi to Cribble. But actually in game, yeah, I do every so often.
Okay.
Yeah, Man-Cheater. That's classic. That's classic comedy right there.
Oh God, Man-Cheater's back. Every time I read that name, I get a song stuck in my head. And if you're wondering which one, it's Man-Eater, but instead it's Man-Cheater.
Does Man-Cheater make you work hard?
Yeah.
Oh. For all the people coming back after, watching ads, that must have been a really weird situation, really weird comment to come back to. Like, thank you for your input, Man-Cheater. Oh, so good.
Come on, Man-Cheater. You can't tell me you didn't pick that name on purpose exactly because of that.
I mean, there's a few other things that he could have.
Nope,
that could have been the reason.
I don't believe that.
So, I want to ask you something here, Soth.
Oh dear.
This may seem a bit of an odd question, quite an obvious question, but if there was like a bunch of things, right, in front of you that you could purchase, right, and there was like some generic stuff there, right, and then there was like a tailor who was going to personalize, something that was sort of similar to that generic one, right, and allow you to have, whichever colors you want and all that kind of stuff, right? Which one do you think is more expensive?
I was kind of hoping for a different question, but okay. Well, I mean, obviously the store-bought stuff would be cheaper, right, than the tailored stuff.
Yeah.
I would think.
Not so, according to some people on Reddit who seem to think that a personalized ship skin should be affordable. or seem, cost effective. Like wait, this personalized skin that I get to sort of choose exactly the colors and shapes and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it costs $1.5 billion. That's not fair. It's a fucking personalized skin.
Yes, but on the other hand, you can put that on more than one ship, right?
Think so. I haven't tried it out properly. Like, I've messed with it, but I've never actually printed it out because, I have
like it only really gets
functional
expensive
skins that I don't mind using.
Yeah, it only really gets expensive when you expedite the whole thing. If you actually wait like the month or however it takes to bake, then not that expensive. But I gotta be honest with you, I never understood the skin thing.
I mean, I get the personalization thing, but like, you know, it's just been one of those things where like, yeah, it doesn't really affect anything in game, so I'm fine with CCP monetizing it sort of thing. As always, they took it a bit too fucking far.
Yeah,
you know, because microtransactions, the clue is in the name, right? Microtransactions.
See, let me give you an example from a different game, Rainbow Six Siege. I actually kept the standard skin on my weapons, except for the ones where I have black ice. For those who don't know, black ice at least used to be very rare. And I only did it because I had a teammate who wanted black ice and everything, and it got really mad every time I got one. So obviously I had to show it off just to annoy him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Look, I don't get why people are so concerned about skins. To be honest, I would never pay money for.
I mean, I get those. I get those like moments where somebody, like, you know, like a few weeks ago, right, where you know, the guy was basically making a skin and it literally did not come out the way that it was you know, initially shown, or how it was initially designed to be, right? That is clearly, you know, incorrect, and you should be able to get a refund for that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you
other
should
than
get
that,
what
like,
you pay for.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess like I'm not mad about skins. Like if people want to pay money for it and actually support the development of a game with that, fine by me.
So the thing is, right, I don't know how, you know, you guys out there kind of feel, but like my concern when it comes to sort of when it comes to, you know, high levels of customization of stuff in a game, right? You know, high levels of you know, crazy sort of looks and that kind of thing, is that the developers, when that is the like one of the significant avenue of revenue for a company that makes like a game like EVE Online, or, you know, other things, right? Like MMOs, other MMO games. When the revenue is coming from the majority of the revenue is coming from that, like, they have an incentive to sort of add to it and add to it and add to it, right? Make things, and the way you add and, you know, create that desire for people to sort of, you know, to open their wallet and spend some money or whatever, right? Is to make something a little bit more outlandish, a little bit more garish, a little bit more sort of, you know, of a spectacle, right? And you can only go kind of so far in that until the point where everything is just pushed to 11, right?
Yeah.
Where do you go after that? Like, you don't have the situation.
We have seen
the situation where you just becomes insane.
Like, we have seen the other extreme though. Remember, it was one of the new Call of Duties. I think it was Black Ops 2. Where they added a skin that was literally a tiny red dot, and that was $5.
How do you mean?
I don't know, but
like an actual, like a game, you
could get like a decal for your weapon, and it would add a tiny red dot that you could barely see, and you had to pay €5 for it.
Oh, on the center of your screen for
No, on the gun.
On the gun.
Like, it would add like a red dot on the skin of your gun.
Huh. Like radical red dot, or just like a little dot on your gun?
Just a red dot.
That's so fucking strange.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and the pricing on that is like, I mean, they are called microtransactions, but like when you actually get the stuff you want, the price gets bigger than the price of an entire game used to be fairly quickly, right?
It's mad.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the I mean, it's obviously nowhere near the sort of like the minuteness of the sort of the actual in-game item or the in-game kind of like change, right? But like the it's like the skins that you get for knives on well, what was previously CS:GO, right? That people would spend absolute fucking fortunes on. And you know, it wasn't the case of the game. You know, all the you know, the developers were you know, pricing it at that like at an extreme amount. It was just that it was rare and people were able to actually trade it, and so the prices for those things on the open market kind of went fucking through the roof.
I see. I've went to a few LAN parties with actual Counter-Strike players. Yes, those exist, and yes, those exist. And it's weird to see people actually paying money for these things, like real money, not just like I traded in a few things. I
remortgaged my house.
No, actually putting in their credit card info and actually paying $20 to get a skin for a knife. I'm baffled by it.
That is really
especially because I won against those people in the tournament like 20 minutes later. So their knife skin didn't really help.
No, the knife skin didn't help. But like, I guess, you know, it's their money; they can do with it what they will. You know?
Yeah, sure.
So there's so much better uses for that kind of money.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
And like especially when we're talking about Counter-Strike, there has been a lot of talk about like betting on games in Counter-Strike. That can lead to really bad places, right?
Oh yeah, like the thing is, betting is one of those things that like I know a lot of people who play EVE have, you know, used various different things to sort of bet, like, you know, EVE bet and what was the other one? Summer Blink and, you know, all the other kind of stuff.
Say,
like, you know, but it's one of those things that like it is a gateway to an addiction that is a serious issue.
Not necessarily. I would say betting is similar to alcohol, right? A lot of people drink alcohol and they just do it recreationally, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then they're having a drink with their mates.
You know how to control yourself. Yeah, if you know how to control yourself, then you're good. But like there's times at which, like, you know, you can be introduced to something like betting and not realize how deep the rabbit hole hole is when you fall down it.
And most of all, if you are someone who can get addicted to betting, once you are betting in a game, even if it's just with like in-game currency, if there's no real stakes there, that's still scratching that itch, right? That's like an alcoholic that managed to get dry, drinking like non-alcoholic beer, right? There's no alcohol in there, but it's still scratching that itch, and it still might lead to them rebounding, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just always a little bit kind of concerned when, you know, when gateway or gateways to addiction is made available by, you know, on games that are played by people by minors, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
people who may not have the level of control that is necessary to keep these things as just a recreation.
Yeah, I mean, kids don't have the brain development yet, right? That they are easier.
Some do, some don't. Like, you know, some kids are you know, more mature than others, for sure.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
But you know, when you're generalizing, yeah, you kind of want to keep those things away from minors
and some adults.
And some adults. Yeah. Fuck. Not where I was going with that. In all honesty, when it comes to sort of the skin kind of question or the skin sort of debate, but like where I was going with that was really along the lines of, you know, I don't really want Eve to sort of turn into like, you know, the multicolored, you know, Lego fantastic kind of experience, as it were. I get that, like, you can keep it to be a little bit cyberpunky kind of thing with you know, bright colors and neon-y kind of sort of aspects and stuff like that. Right?
Have you seen?
It can get a little bit crazy though.
Yeah, but have you seen some of the paint jobs on modern fighter jets? It's just something people do, right? Even when we're talking about like professional stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Especially the flying display teams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some pretty wild liveries. Liveries. Either way.
And it's just something like in a setting like Eve, you can't tell me people wouldn't adorn their spaceships.
Oh yeah, from a lore perspective, like, you are like a demigod, right? So you should be able to like adorn your spacecraft with all sorts of insane stuff, right?
Yeah, like you've watched Serenity, right?
Yeah, you know, fucking when the
Reavers come out, and they have like all kinds of shit, like
yeah, like, and they adorn their entire ship with like a whole bunch of stuff, to get past the Reavers.
Fuck yeah, let us do that.
Yeah.
Right? That's especially something I would expect from the Angels, for example. Or the Blood Raiders.
You know what I thought? Oh, this is... Because, you know, you got the... you know, you have the hologram projection stuff that you see on say, the permaban skins, right? You have the little fucking permaban thing that like shimmers and what have you. I wonder how interesting it would be if you could actually have a skin that like projects outwards from your ship to display another ship. Say, for example, you could project a say a Nyx out from your Macarial. So
that would be sick.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Be kind of cool.
The question is the Nyx big enough to actually cover the Macarial?
That's the question. That is really the question. Oh, yeah. Well, the Nyx probably would be. The
Aeon, maybe not.
The Aeon, you might have some issues with the Aeon to keep to keep it inside. Yeah, for sure. Fuck, what's the counter on? I'm being fucking terrible right now. The Wyvern. The Wyvern's going to have an issue. Soth?
I actually don't know how big the Wyvern is now.
I mean, they increased it. I believe they increased it in size.
Yeah, they did adjust the size of Supercaps.
Yeah, but it was still the smallest one.
I mean, the Hell is pretty flat.
The Hell would be easy to keep a you know, a Macarial inside, but like the Wyvern, I don't know. So I get where you're coming. Like, so Deluxe is kind of asking, like, why do we care about skins if we say that we like? Why do you even care about skins when you say you don't want them, right? It's okay, not a case. So, it's not a case of like. Well, it's not a case of not wanting them. We do want them, and we do see it as a viable thing for CCP to sort of, to continuously fund the game. I'm just saying that, like, when skins in general are pushed to absolute levels of extreme, because that's the only direction you can go to sort of, make people open up their wallets to get new shiny stuff, new shiny cosmetic stuff. You get to a point where the game looks absurd, right? And there's in my mind, there's ways for that to change. There's ways for you to fix that, and for a system that is actually continue like that is in a sense sort of like you can keep it going almost indefinitely, right? And that is skins that do eventually wear away, but in keeping with skins that aren't permanent, you need to drop the price of skins in general for that to be a thing, right? Because nobody's paying a large amount of money. Say, for example, 1.5 billion ISK for a skin, if that skin is going to wear away in like 30 days or 7 days or something like that, right? Because that's just ludicrous. So you want to actually really hinge on the micro aspect of the microtransactions when it comes to sort of that sort of stuff. And then, if you have, a much smaller value for those skins, because of the fact that they are not permanent, that they are temporary, then people can, be constantly buying, not much. They're not spending loads, but everybody's spending just, that little bit amount every single time, every single month, every single week, that kind of thing, or buying a bunch up, to store and use for the next 6 months sort of thing, right? Skins that disappear when your ship gets blown up, that kind of thing, skins that are actually have a bit of tangibility there would be kind of interesting.
I would go at it from a different direction.
I mean, yeah.
I think we all want Eve to succeed and for Eve to continue being a thing. And I personally understand that CCP has to make money somehow. I also understand that they could probably stop throwing their money away in stupid ways a bit. that would be nice, but I'm also a realist. And I understand that they won't be doing that.
No, they as a company, if you can't try things, then you're going to be a little bit dead in the water. But like,
yeah, I just wish they would make better decisions on what they want to try.
Yeah,
right.
Better decisions, yes. and yeah, pursue it much more aggressively.
CCP needs to make money, right? It's not a charity. So options for people to give them money are nice, and if people get something in return, I mean, that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Yeah.
We often push them to open up the options a bit and actually let us give them money for other things, right? Let's remember the Citadel skins, for example, where we backed them to just pay for them, and CCP was like, "Oh no,
just
no,
they're going, just let us buy it." Yeah, just let us buy them. Like, let us give us money. Let us give you money for those skins. And then they were like, actually, no, because we need to, we need to put together this other random fucking esoteric bullshit system that has to sort of tie in. That makes that frustrates the whole process, right?
That definitely wasn't some shoehorned in Bitcoin shit before that.
Yeah, we all went. The entire fucking player base went ballistic about the fact that, like, CCP might be trying to, like, crowbar in cryptocurrencies into this shit, and we were just like, no. And then they're like, oh crap. So what are we going to do with this? And then they turned it into Evermarks. Yeah. look, just let us fucking give you money for things, and don't tie in bullshit into it. Like, I mean, we've been saying it for so fucking long, Soth. Like years and years at this point. Just like, you know, so long as it's not, so long as so long as it doesn't break the fundamental balance of the game, you know, allow us to buy cosmetic shit straight, and we'll be happy. We'll be fine with it. And you know, it's one of those things where it's like a business 101, right? You try and make the transaction of money from customers to you as seamless and carefree and as fluid as possible, right? You don't want to frustrate the process. You don't want to cause people to sort of, you know, second guess it or anything like that. Because every single time that you do, you will lose customers that go, maybe not today. Or actually thinking about it, you know, having that few, you know, extra minute to think about it, maybe not this month, you know.
Yeah.
And you lose customers, you lose money. It's fucking business 101.
I mean, we literally told them, hey, give us cat A's and we will shower your money, and we still don't have cat A's. Right?
It's fucking ludicrous. Ah.
And we aren't talking about, like, hey, give us cat A's that are like half the size of the ship. Like, everyone understands that these will be like tiny adornments on the ship. Right? And again, not just cat ears, but stuff like that. It would make sense in a universe like Eve, if you ask me.
Yeah. Even if it's just like hologrammed cat ears, like you have the hologrammed fucking permaband like logo and stuff, like that's totally fine. Like,
I'm pretty sure that CCP has the technology to add little 3D parts to a ship.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it doesn't have to be a new model. Like, it doesn't have to be like something that the you know, that your 3D artist team have to actually like, you know, seriously get involved with.
Yes, because cat ears are such a complicated shape.
I know it's only like fucking 3 polygons, but whatever.
Hey, to get the angle of the peak correct, it can be a little challenging, especially, and you got to get two of them.
Little curve, you know.
Two of them have to be equal. And do you go with the point, or do you go with the rounded cat? I mean,
and to be fair, you can't.
Point.
To be fair, you also have to. You also have to bring on a third party, you know, anime professional, a master at that, to be able to like properly do it. Yeah, to do it really well. Otherwise, somebody in the community will look at it and go, "This is not good enough," you know.
True. It's gonna happen.
You know, these cat ears are not high res enough.
Well, I mean, do you go with bedazzled ones? Do you go with you know, rhinestones?
Bedazzled with a B, not. But did you say bedazzled with a B, right?
Bedazzled, right? You know, okay, you know what the bedazzler is?
Not with a V. Okay, I'm fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I would allow players to adorn it in all manner of different ways.
Yeah, there should be color options. There should be, you know, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. All different options, all sorts of different options, and each option is, you know, a slightly, you know, addition to price to the base, you know, and it's not paid via fucking Evermarks or Plex or in-game ISK. It's literally you buy it.
I'm fine with making it Plex. I mean, CCP did change how plaques work, so they have more granularity, right? And yet they are still just selling things for 250 and 500 and 450. Like, why did they even make that then?
I don't know.
Give us some options for like 20 plaques.
Oh man,
I'm going to mute here real quick because Eric's going to sneeze. He thinks maybe.
I'm having some fucking. I've been having some issues all day with hay fever. Fucking hell. And I imagine it's only going to get worse these next few days.
You feel like you're going to sneeze and then it like goes away.
Yeah, it'll come at you like a breeze block of pain suddenly.
Well,
you'll just be minding your business and then suddenly, out of nowhere, with no sort of lead up or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll probably sneeze so much like hits the camera.
Oh, fuck. Talking about costs of things, marketplace taxes have reduced as well. So, that's a nice thing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So,
do we know if
that is an example of getting out of the way of people, people's desire to buy and sell things.
Do we know if it's temporary or...
I mean, not wanting to get like really philosophical there on Usoft, but like everything's temporary.
Do we know if CCP uttered intention to change it again?
Are you asking, is this a bug or an actual design feature? Are they not going to turn around and go like, oh no, it wasn't meant to be that? Like,
even then, it could be a bug, and they would say, oh no, this is totally intended. Come on, it's CCP.
I'm just wondering where you're coming from on this. I mean, yeah, who fucking knows these days? Like,
it's CCP. Just say, like, did CCP just put this change out there without saying anything?
Well, it was in the patch notes.
Yes, so, but was there more in the patch notes than just we lowered the tax?
No, it was just marketplace taxes reduced to 4.5%, down from 8%. I don't know whether the patch notes are actually like put there sort of somewhat automatically with changes that have happened, or whether they are manually written down.
The community team does the patch notes.
I mean, do they check to see whether that's meant to happen? Marketplace taxes are reduced. I'll just note this down.
They are able to talk to each other.
I have to ask because, we've had experiences of them saying stuff and then reneging on that stuff, like literally a week later, because they've said, "Oh wait, no, the thing that we said was intended was actually not intended." So we have to ask these things these days.
Yes, but that's usually because CCP figures out that what they intended is stupid.
And normally it's us. Us being, community, all of us basically saying you fucked up. Or we've kind of gone, oh, this is a good change, and then somebody's gone, oh, they're saying it's a good change. We need to, we need to crush that to lower their enthusiasm.
And when you say we say it's a good thing, you mean us planning to abuse the shit out of it.
I think that's how they kind of hear it, right? In CCP HQ. Like, they've said it's a good change, so they're going to abuse the absolute shit out of it. So we better
let's be fair.
We'll nerf it quickly.
Yeah, but let's be fair. That's what we tend to do.
I mean, Yeah. No, but yes. Like, I get where you're coming from. Half the time when we do abuse it, what we've said is...
a warning.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what we do typically is we go, this is really, really overtuned. You should probably roll this back a little bit. And then CCP kind of goes, if people abuse it, then we'll roll it back. And we go...
Like, CCP is not without
that's
fault
what we're going to do. That's why we're warning you. And they go,
Yeah,
well, just carry on. And then we go, yeah, okay, fair enough.
In the past, when we would warn CCP, they would ignore us, right? Because they would think we were metagaming. So that's why we have kind of switched modes to just straight up abusing things from the get-go, because that gets things fixed faster.
I mean, yeah, just I kind of feel like the changes to to solve is probably going to happen a little bit faster when we start to actually start knocking people's solve down, and they have to actually reinstall their solve in with the new Equinox solve. Because as Metashow, as Brisk and Asher and Dark Shines kind of said, nothing says upgrade better than people forcing an upgrade. Other players forcing an upgrade on you because they know it will fuck your space up. Right?
Yep.
I believe that's also how the CrowdStrike stuff kind of went about. It was an upgrade path situation thing that occurred, and
no, it was someone doing a quick fix on something, and we don't know exactly what they were intending to do, because the update file that gets loaded is literally just a bunch of zeros. So that led to a null pointer exception, which is bad when you are doing that on the kernel level.
Yes.
Because the thing is, everything that happens on the kernel level needs to be trusted, right? So when your PC goes, hey, there's this error that's happening, your PC can't just save what you're doing, because it doesn't know if that would fuck up everything, right? It could be that your data is corrupted now. So if you would save your work, you would actually fuck yourself over, because all of a sudden all of your data is corrupted. And that's why you get a blue screen, or a pink screen on Mac, or a black screen on Linux.
Yeah. Okay. I had the impression that it was, some upgrade path that it was like a work in progress upgrade path that they decided to try and use, or somebody tried to
it's
use.
Literally. So, as Araya already put it in chat, what CrowdStrike does is they have their main program certified by Microsoft. You might have heard of WHQL certification. It's mostly done for drivers. They have that for their main program, but their main program is basically just an interpreter that loads in these extra files so that they can react to new threats a lot faster, because going through the certification can take like a week, right? And when you're dealing with like a new virus, for example, you don't have a week, right? You need to react faster. So they are loading these extra files into their certified program, but these extra files, they aren't certified.
No.
So they can just push them through.
Wow.
And yeah, apparently they don't even test them, because let me tell you, a null pointer exception is bloody obvious.
Yeah, I can imagine actually.
So yeah, it was very, very dumb.
Sounds it.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if CrowdStrike survives this.
I mean, they definitely ruffled some feathers.
More than that, they're going to get sued into the ground.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That was the. It's just I wasn't expecting to do the CrowdStrike sort of stuff today. Actually, to be honest.
CrowdStrike's a little tough.
I mean,
you didn't have too much issue with it at all.
Eric,
no,
can you
I actually
talk
didn't.
on that?
Huh?
I mean, you're more a database guy, right?
Not exactly, more an architecture guy. I can do all kinds of stuff, but no, I mean, all I can say is I flew on that Friday and I wasn't affected. I got home.
You got lucky.
You're very fucking lucky.
Yeah, I was not flying till 3:30 that day, and I flew American. I can tell you that. So I got from one side of the country to the other in 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing was late. I didn't see too much. In fact, even checking in at the airport that day, I didn't have any problem whatsoever.
I mean, it depends if the airport was actually using CrowdStrike, right? It's not like literally every airport in the world uses it.
Well, it was more the airlines.
A lot of them do.
It was more the airlines, right? So, that was what was it? A little more than a week ago, right? I can't tell you that I knew people who were flying Delta in particular and were coming in this week, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Delta was still canceling tons of flights. Their challenge, as I understand it, at the Delta side was the crew system. And I don't know if that just, I assume it does multiple things, right? How many flight hours you have, where you are, and all that stuff. They didn't know where the crews were, right? American is what I flew American. I had no challenges. I think they were the least affected of all the airlines. Yeah, to stop Eric from going home. It was, by the way, yeah, for those who know, like this is like my 4th day home in the month of July. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I had no challenges on my home PC or my work laptop or anything. I don't know. I mean, hey.
I mean, neither do I, but
my understanding from doing some reading is it was code that was using an area of memory which they're not supposed to use or address or whatever, and it caused an issue in Windows.
No, it was a null pointer.
Yeah, null pointer to that area of memory, right?
Yeah, literally to the address 0.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't think Windows wants you to use or lets you use. Causes a memory fault, right?
It will throw.
I don't think it would throw Linux,
error,
but
yes.
it won't throw an error like on other operating systems, but will on Windows, right? Is that correct, Saw?
On Linux, it depends what's in that what's in that memory, right? Because they weren't actually pointing at the part they wanted to point to. So it's just completely random what's in there.
I see Dirk is lurking in our staff-only chat.
Oh dear.
Dirk is lurking.
It seems he still has functional. He still has access to electronic communication devices. So he's not totally. You know, he hasn't been disappeared by anybody. It seems
We haven't disappeared him yet.
Randy Feltface hasn't done terrible things to him.
And I do want to point out, like, many people are like, oh, like, how could anyone have seen this coming, right? In fact, the CEO of CrowdStrike used to be the CTO of God, what are they called again? That horrible antivirus company.
Was it McAfee?
Oh, McAfee.
Yeah, it was
McAfee. Yeah.
Yes, he was actually CTO of McAfee when they went bust.
Yeah, but I mean,
and this is also not the first time they are crashing systems. It's just that the last time they were crashing Linux systems. So
so it was a smaller subset of the world's computing.
The challenge you have it,
but still pretty fucking important, though.
From a technology perspective, right? Mistakes will happen. Bad code will happen. Everybody will have bugs. Everybody will do things, right? But when you have such a dependency on a single company, right? Like CrowdStrike, right? They have a large portion of the marketplace. That's when I think you have the challenges, right? And that's all technology. Single point of failure.
It's also the way they are going at it, right? Usually, you have a staging system, right? You don't push your updates immediately to all machines. You push it to one testing machine, and then if it's fine there, you push it to your regular machines, and if it's fine there, then you push it to the system critical machines, right?
Well, yeah, and very similar to how Microsoft pushes its updates, and many do on their platform, right? You don't push it to the world at once.
Yeah. So here's the fun part. CrowdStrike ignores your staging setup. It just pushes it out to all of the machines at once.
And there's, when you look at what they're protecting against, right? There's good and bad there, right?
But that should be the decision of the administrator, not the decision of CrowdStrike.
It's anytime in IT, when you have a single point of failure, you'll always have this challenge.
Yeah.
Right? When I look at things from an architecture perspective, right? You mitigate those risks in one way or another. And again, as you said, Sothrasil, very, very, very astute observation in my mind, right? If you gave the local companies the ability to say, these are my systems, this is how I roll out to those systems, right? Rather than abdicating that control, right? I mean, you can truly have some risk mitigation there.
Yeah. Because then the first companies will test it, and they will blue screen immediately, and all the alarms will start sounding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, you give control to your customer on when they want to roll out that patch or enhancement, whatever you want to call it, right? They control their risk, right? If they want to say, hey, do whatever you want to do. As soon as it's released, I want it released. or do we want to do levels of release, right? Very often, like Windows, right? In particular, in Linux, they're all the same, right? There's a patch, there's a security release, whatever it is, and they come rated at different levels, right? This is an alert release, and it should be applied as soon as possible, or hey, this is a normal release. It comes into your corporate structure. Your folks locally at your corporation evaluate how they want to push that out across the enterprise, right?
Yes. And mind you, none of us are actually cybersecurity experts. We just work tangentially in the field.
I might be a data security expert. not an overall security expert, right? I wouldn't consider it that, but yeah, data security, I very much. But and we roll
a lot of it is also common sense, really.
Most of what you do in project management and IT is a lot of common sense, right? If you look at it at the top level, right? Most things you do in your life, common sense. If you don't have common sense, you're in a challenge. And then again, don't discount that businesses just make risk assessment mistakes too, right? Everybody does. And I haven't looked into this one to know whether, I know CloudStrike's official stance is our software that we use for automated testing of our software before we release it failed, right?
Yeah.
And and there are such things, right? A lot of people run code through through evaluators.
I've actually listened to someone who used to work at Microsoft analyze it, and his stance is basically an error like this should never be possible. If you are using your program like that to load outside code, then you should have at least some form of validation that the code is in fact valid code. And again, a null pointer exception is like the most basic thing there is.
Yes. For those of us who have written code, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, historically, when you write code, not catching all the exceptions is usually the challenge you have with things blowing up when you put them in production, right? But null pointer, that's just standard.
I have no clue what you're all on about.
There's actually
hello,
Wild Bargus.
Hi Bart. There's actually a bigger security issue right now that I feel is getting a bit overshadowed by the CrowdStrike thing. Have you heard about the problems with secure boot?
Oh God, yeah.
I feel like I heard something along the lines of secure boot, or an issue with secure boot a little while ago. Obviously, it has been overshadowed by the whole CrowdStrike thing, as well as all the issues that Intel have been having, right?
Oh yeah. Intel.
Yeah,
it seems to be we are in the year of big companies getting sued out of the wazoo.
Yeah.
So the problem with secure boot is that some hardware manufacturers didn't implement it correctly. Some of them were actually using test keys in production, even though they were clearly labeled as test keys and do not use. Which means that if someone can get access to your machine, either physically or through other means, like if they get admin access to your machine, they can circumvent secure boot, which means they can basically circumvent any semblance of security that is possible, right?
Yeah, there is a bit of that. There is that bit of that big if before that though, which is if they can get admin privileges, you know.
I don't have the full list of manufacturers in my head. I know Gigabyte was in there. I know Asus was in there. Maybe look up a list. If you have one of those motherboards, then you need to have a BIOS update.
I need to look into that then as well.
Yeah, if you do a BIOS update, you will be safe. Because it's literally just they fucked up the implementation and they're still using the test keys, so they just need to take those out.
Okay.
Depending on the manufacturer, it's a smaller or a bigger fuck up. I'll leave that to the specialists to decide which ones are the bigger fuck ups. But yeah, please look into it. Because the things you can do once you get past secure boot are really nasty. Like we are talking full control over the machine.
Yeah, that is a fucking serious issue for sure. And yeah, thank you, Soth, because I definitely need to do that. And I'm sure there's probably people out there who are like, "Oh crap, I need to do that too." So a couple of things that I've been perusing and kind of figuring out, like, you know, sort of, what's my one last thing going to be, you know, in terms of conversation.
We are really close to one last thing.
Well, we are very fucking close. One little thing, right, which, you know, is definitely down Soth's sort of route, is
by the way, since I see it in chat, the secure boot has nothing to do with Microsoft. Okay, the secure boot problem is a thing of UEFI, which is part of pretty much any system. So it doesn't have anything to do with Microsoft here.
So Raiju was killed this week. Yes, a sedition Raiju, of all things. So you know,
they won AT ships, or did they buy one?
I mean, I don't know. One and the same. Well, I mean, there's not one and the same, but you know, it was Digital Ghost. It was Jones Otsada. I don't
know the name.
So probably purchased.
Yes, probably purchased.
Purchased or given as a gift to someone.
Remember, when I say I don't know the name, I went through literally all of the matches and noted down all of the names. So, yeah.
If it's not like pinging up, going like, I think I've heard that one before. Like, it's probably not somebody who's, you know, been part of certain things.
He could have been playing on a different character in the AT. There's always that.
Yeah, there's always that sort of thing. But yeah, it died in essence to 4 people.
I did get that he died in essence.
Sorry?
That's bad, dying to 4 people.
Yeah, it looked like he killed 2 of the 4 though. But yeah.
Yeah, that
something with a Scram, a Bifrost, a Fed Navy Comet, and something else that had Acolyte 2s. Oh, hang on. I mean, fucking find out. Just being.
I don't really want to shit talk this guy because like I'm not a good enough pilot to get away with flying a Raiju. But I feel like getting caught was his mistake.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, Bart.
Yes.
How have you been doing? Did you come to give an update to the project?
Honestly,
Those front bits are printed. They are sat in the printer that is in the cupboard 2-3 foot from me. I am just being lazy as fuck and haven't taken them off of it yet.
I don't think that's sufficient.
I remember being told a few weeks ago that you literally had all of it in a box already.
Yeah, I broke those points again. I am seriously worried about them in shipping.
Get like a piece of styrofoam and just...
The points are not that strong to stick them in. That's...
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. I'm tempted to print a second set in a nylon style thing I've got to see if that holds up better.
You know, I'm starting to get tempted to buy a 3D printer myself.
Oh, damn. No,
right, I mean, you could have built a life-size fucking, you know, one at this particular point in time.
Yeah.
Marcos, was it you or Dirk who had the Canadians you were visiting?
Oh no, that's Dirk.
Oh, that's Dirk.
Okay, that's Dirk.
Yeah, I've got no clue.
I was going to ask if you saw the, you know, what is it? The most evil show in the United States. What is that called? One where they kill Kenny all the time.
Oh, South Park.
South Park. That's it. I always feel, watching South Park, I always feel like, you know, I'm going to hell any minute because I'm watching South Park. I mean, it's just...
No, they just, you know, they like poking fun at that culture in their own
and everybody
way.
Yeah, I know it just it makes me feel dirty, just saying. Like I don't, sometimes I think it's hilarious. Someone's like, I just want to get out of this show, but you know, when they did their movie, they have that whole segment on Blame Canada, so I was gonna see. We'll ask Dirk next week if he's watched that episode, movie or whatever.
By the way, I do want to...
Chat will correct me. Yes.
I do want to say that, like, you know, it hasn't escaped us that there was a news article by CCP about Equinox updates and tweaks and balances. So they didn't really say much. Well, they literally just said, like, you know, oh yeah, we made some changes and it seemed to be fairly all right. You know, we're going to be continuing making some changes in the coming weeks. That's kind of basically what they said regarding Equinox. But after that, it was literally just like, you know, the one thing I guess we can kind of say is it seems like Zarzak being a little bit OP is on their radar. So that's a positive.
That took them how long?
Right. But I'm glad that they've acknowledged it at least. Other than that, they're just like talking about the daily goals and, like, you know, some changes to Skinner. But, you know, there wasn't really much substance there for us to talk about.
So, I mean, the patch notes had some interesting bits, like the market tax dropping.
Well, we literally talked about the market tax drop, but then we were talking about whether whether that change is actually an intentional change, or whether they're going to roll back that change in a week. But we don't know. We can never tell.
I will admit, I don't get the logic of that one. We can't up bounty.
I mean, it's greasing the wheels of, you know, people. Potentially greasing the wheels to make people, you know, spend and trade with each other a little bit more often.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think people are. It's very rare that I think people are, like, you know, stopping the trading by going, oh, well, that taxation is a little bit much.
I mean, most of the time it's just ignored. But yeah.
It's nice that it's going down.
Change I want to see.
want to see. I mean, there's lots of changes that I want to see, but
well, okay,
anyway.
a small.
Okay,
right. Nothing hard, nothing difficult. Just a tiny little thing. I've been mining in these new sites this week.
Oh,
yes, I made the mistake of starting mining. They're honestly.
Yeah.
Oh shit! My thing's cutting out. I'm dealing. Let me just change this to voice activate quick. There we go. Yeah, they're honestly not bad now. They're not great, but they're not bad. One small change the respawn system to what they put on the combat add-ons. So the timer starts from when it spawns.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's... What is it? 4 hours, 20 minutes. People have got it down to a T already. But it does mean if someone's a knob and leaves a little bit in there, you know, you're going to reset it.
Yeah.
But then you got to wait 4 hours and 20 minutes for the new site.
Yeah, that does suck, actually. It would be nice if they just all out went with the new, you know, the new spawn mechanics rather than the old spawn mechanics, rather than having this, you know, oh, we're using the old spawn mechanics for these things, but the new spawn mechanics for those things. Like, you know.
Yeah. You know, even
one or the other.
I'm going to say something that might get monkeys pulled here. Even if they up the timer back to 5 hours, but change it to the new timer starts from when it spawns, I would be fine with that.
We'll see. We'll see where that goes. Maybe we don't have. I'm not so much of an industrialist in that regard, and I don't think Soth is. So you know, maybe Dawn might have some disagreements there or not, but who knows?
I think Null needs its own special thing that only Null has. That is actually worth doing, right?
I mean, I think that is still something that can be come from CCP.
Yeah, like the one thing where you go, hey, I kind of want to do this stuff, and for that I need to go into Null.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Manchita is saying something in principle that I do agree with. Like, the most precious commodity we have is time. So, like, you know, if we change to the new spawn mechanics, then it would be more be better for us on a time frame basis.
Yeah,
and also it would also make those you know, people who leave the tiniest fucking things or you know, just end up cherry picking and then leaving stuff so it doesn't respawn. It does reduce the fucking issues of that.
Yes, because I mean it's
very good.
It's a big issue with the old add-ons because everyone would leave the Bistot because it's trash. It's a bit better in the new ones because there's not much Bistot. It's easy to clear. But it's like, just go that little step further, please, and just make it so that the respawn timer is ticking away from the minute it spawns. So if someone has 6 hours ago started and left the stuff, I can clear the Bistot and just have an instant respawn and actually get mining some good shit, not clean up behind people.
Yeah. That would be useful as well, because then that would benefit the people who actually go in and actually, you know, clean up the stuff, because, you know, they will know straight away that once that's cleaned up, it'll spawn the better site, and they can go and you know, they literally have first dibs on the new site because they've done the, you know, the annoying graft of basically just cleaning up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of incentive there now because of the escalation.
Yeah.
I don't think it spawns enough that it will become a long-term way to justify it.
Yeah. Okay.
And shit, it's time.
It is time. Okay, one.
It's time.
That was your one last thing, Bard. There you go.
Yeah,
nicely done, fine. Eric. One last thing.
I'm just gonna say I'm happy to be at home for the rest of the month. Hopefully, cross my fingers, but I think I am.
Hey,
And by the way, if you don't follow the Holderness family, follow the Holderness family, because I think they made a video about my wife the other day. It's the husband goes away on the trip, and the wife has full control of the thermostat and the entire bed, and she's probably more happy that the husband is away. Somehow, I think my wife liked that a whole lot, and I'm not sure how that affects our marriage, but I'll look into it.
Okay.
That's my one last thing.
Stuff. What's your one last thing?
One day, people, one day you will see a beautiful Macario model in the background. I still believe.
One day.
He's holding out hope, Bard. You see? Mm-hmm. This is a precious thing.
Not let him down.
This is a precious thing that you shouldn't waste. My one last thing is, apparently Berger had an interview where he was talking about seeing EVE Online or stories from EVE Online being on the small screen or big screen again. Like, we haven't had that conversation before. But I kind of feel like if CCP is going to do that kind of thing, then like live action would be the wrong way to go. Just do a fucking, do something like Edge Runners or something like that. Would be good. Less costly as well.
You could always do a hybrid, right?
We had some really cool animated short stories in Love, Death, Robots.
Yeah, like that sort of thing would be really cool. That'd be nice. Anyway, that was my one last thing. I noticed that like random interview, during the show. Anyway,
by the way, I have one last thing, because that's how it works. By the way, over there, I waved her just a little bit ago. The wife came by and said, mouth to me. She waved, said hi, and said, mouth to me. When are you going on your next trip? So I think I'm in trouble. So, all right.
One quick thing before you jump into the exit. As it were, Meta Show is off because there was one on Thursday/Friday morning. So you guys can go and enjoy whatever.
Yeah. By the way, I also like the Santa hat on the shelf behind you. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, same bat place, whatever the fuck, however that works. We'll figure it out. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We are clear.